Somewhere in Los Angeles, right now, a child is jumping on a bed. The mattress absorbs the impact. The floor doesn't notice. The building doesn't notice. The city doesn't notice. Now imagine 8 billion people doing that simultaneously. Every human being on Earth, every man, woman, and child, leaving the ground at the exact same moment. Most people assume this would be catastrophic, a planetary event, something felt across the globe. They are almost completely wrong, and the real answer is far stranger than anyone expects. Before we get to the jump itself, here is a fact that most people find genuinely unsettling. All 8 billion people fit inside Los Angeles. Not metaphorically, mathematically. If every living human being stood shoulder to shoulder, the entire population of Earth would occupy an area roughly the size of the city of Los Angeles. The rest of the planet, every forest, every ocean, every mountain range, every desert, would be completely empty. We take up almost no space at all, which means when we jump from one tiny corner of a very large rock.
Here is what actually happens. 8 billion people bend their knees. 8 billion people push against the ground. And for approximately half a second window, every human being on Earth is airborne. The ground receives a combined force of roughly 800 trillion newtons. That sounds enormous, and by human standards, it is. But the Earth weighs 6 septillion kilograms. That's a 6 followed by 24 zeros. The force of 8 billion humans jumping is, relative to Earth's mass, approximately equivalent to a mosquito landing on a freight train. The Earth moves, but by how much? 1/100th of the diameter of a hydrogen atom. Not a millimeter, not a micrometer, a fraction of a single atom. No instrument currently built by human civilization is sensitive enough to measure it. The planet does not notice. The planet has never noticed us. But here is where it gets interesting. The jump itself is nothing. The landing is a different story. When 8 billion people return to Earth simultaneously, and they all land within approximately the same half-second window, the ground absorbs a collective impact equivalent to a magnitude 4.0 earthquake. Not catastrophic, but measurable, real. Every seismograph on the planet would register a simultaneous tremor of identical magnitude, arriving at the exact same moment from every direction. Scientists would know immediately that something unprecedented had happened. Not a natural event, not a geological shift. Something organized, something human. For the first time in the 4.5 billion year history of this planet, an earthquake would be caused entirely by intention.
And then comes the part nobody thinks about. 8 billion people just exerted significant physical effort simultaneously. 8 billion metabolisms spike at the same moment. 8 billion bodies demand oxygen, water, and calories within the same narrow window. The global food system is not designed for simultaneous demand. In ordinary life, hunger is distributed. Someone is eating breakfast while someone else is having dinner. Someone is sleeping while someone else is exercising. The system works because human needs are spread across time zones, across schedules, across millions of individual rhythms. The jump eliminates that distribution. Within 20 minutes, global food supply chains begin to feel pressure that has no historical precedent. Not a shortage, not yet, but a pulse. A spike in demand so synchronized that logistics systems built over decades struggle to process it. The only true catastrophe we created was not geological. It was a delivery problem. But step back for a moment, because what this experiment reveals is not really about physics. It reveals something about scale and about how profoundly bad human intuition is at processing it. We feel enormous. 8 billion people, our cities, our wars, our civilizations, our history feel like the central fact of this planet. We have reshaped coastlines. We have altered the atmosphere. We have left marks on the geological record that will last millions of years after we are gone. And yet, 8 billion of us, exerting every joule of energy our bodies can produce simultaneously, cannot move the planet by the width of an atom. The universe is not scaled to human experience. It never was. We evolved to navigate a world of predators and shelter and food, not a world of septillion kilogram planets and quantum scale measurements. Our intuitions were built for survival, not for comprehension. Every time we try to feel the true scale of things, we fail. Not because we aren't intelligent enough, but because the universe was not built to be felt, only measured.
There is one final consequence worth mentioning. After the jump, 8 billion people land. 8 billion hearts are beating slightly faster. 8 billion stomachs register the same mild physical exertion at the same moment. 8 billion people are hungry, simultaneously. The only thing humanity achieved by jumping together, the only measurable, real-world consequence of the most coordinated physical act in the history of our species, was making every single one of us want lunch at exactly the same time. The planet didn't notice. The delivery apps crashed within seconds. We spend a great deal of time imagining ourselves as forces of nature. And in some ways, we are. We burn, we build, we alter, we consume. We have changed this planet in ways that will outlast our civilization by geological epochs. But against the raw mathematics of mass and gravity, against the cold arithmetic of what the universe actually is, we remain exactly what we have always been. Small, coordinated, hungry, and completely convinced that we are larger than we are. Tonight, if you find yourself standing outside, look down. The ground beneath your feet has absorbed every footstep every human has ever taken. It has never once felt the difference.